Once upon a time, in the narrow cobblestone streets of Gloucester, there lived a humble tailor. The winter wind was cold, but inside the tailor's shop, a tiny flame of hope still flickered. The tailor was old and tired, but his hands never stopped working. Simpkin, the cat, was his only companion, and a very bossy one at that. He had only a handful of silver coins left to his name.
Eat well, little friend. It's a bitter night.
Simpkin didn't like sharing, especially with the mice.
Whoa, whoa, settle down. It's not worth it, you crazy feline.
The mayor requires the finest mantle for his wedding on Christmas morning.
It was the most beautiful silk the tailor had ever seen.
It is like a sunset captured in fabric. Embroider roses and lilies on it. Don't fail, or you'll lose the gold.
The challenge was great, but the reward was a miracle the tailor desperately needed. The next morning, the tailor went out to buy the finest threads and ribbons. Snip, snip, snip. The work began with hope and precision. He worked through the day, ignoring the ache in his back. Every stitch was a prayer for a better life. Simpkin watched, his tail twitching with impatience for his dinner. But then, the tailor's heart skipped a beat.
No, I have run out of cherry-colored twist. Just one buttonhole left.
He had spent everything, only his very last coin remained.
Simpkin, my dear cat, take this last coin, buy a pennorth of red silk thread, and get a bit of bread for yourself. Please, hurry back.
Simpkin set off into the freezing cold, his heart full of grumbles. The tailor waited. The shop felt colder than ever before. The moon rose, casting long shadows of doubt across the room. Simpkin set off, thinking only of how important he was. But Simpkin's focus was as thin as a thread. His hunting instinct roared louder than his duty. Higher and higher he climbed, chasing shadows in the moonlight. The mouse was gone, but the thrill of the hunt remained. He had forgotten the shop, the silk and the cherry-colored twist. When the cold bit his paws, he finally remembered home.
Oh, Simpkin, where is the thread? The time is running out.
The tailor gave him another chance, his hands shaking from the chill. Attempt number 2. But the city was full of temptations. A scent so heavenly, it made Simpkin's stomach growl. His cousins were having a ball, and they invited him to join. The thread could wait, he thought, just one little bite. But time waits for no cat. The market was closing its doors.
Simpkin, please.
Only one coin left, our very last hope.
He finally bought the thread, but his heart was full of spite. He feels like the tailor loves those mice more than him.
One day, Thread, I will destroy you and everything you stand for.
He returned to a house of sickness, but he did not feel pity. He decided to teach the tailor and the mice a lesson. No thread, no coat, no gold for bread. He closed his eyes, ignoring the tailor's shivering breath.
Simpkin. Thread the twist. Christmas is coming.
But the mice had seen everything. They knew where the thread was hidden.
We must help him. He is the only one who cares for us.
The fever was getting worse. The old man was drifting away. Outside, the world was frozen. Inside, hope was dying. A secret army was forming in the shadows of the floorboards. Simpkin growled softly, then fell back into a grumpy sleep. The silk felt like a vast red ocean to their tiny paws. They admired the tailor's skill. They wanted to be just like him.
Quiet, everyone! The master needs us! Tonight, we are tailors!
Simpkin looked at his master, and for a second, his tail stopped twitching. The night of miracles was about to begin, but first, they had to deal with the cat. The plan to lure Simpkin was in motion. Instinct was stronger than sleep. Simpkin stood up. To Simpkin, the mice were a band of thieves he couldn't simply ignore. He was deep inside the mice's territory now. Click. The trap was sprung. The cat was gone. The shop belonged to the mice.
No more twist. Cherry red. No more.
The stage was set for the most incredible night Gloucester had ever seen. Every mouse had a job. Every mouse had a purpose. They gathered the tools with the precision of master craftsmen. It was heavy work for such small bodies, but they didn't complain. Success. The needle was threaded. They used their whole weight to push the steel through the fabric. Heave, ho, heave, ho. Their rhythm was perfect. Their tiny paws moved faster than any human hand could ever follow. Each stitch was so small, it looked like it was made by magic.
Tighten that rosebud. More gold on the collar. Quick, before dawn.
They worked with a light that came from their own brave hearts. The mantle was transforming into a masterpiece of gratitude. They used every trick they knew to make the silk shine. It was as if a garden was blooming in the middle of winter. Every detail mattered. Every mouse gave its best. His cries and claws meant nothing to the mice in their revelry. They weren't afraid of the cat anymore. They had a mission. Punch, punch. The work was nearly done. The final touches were being added with love and care. But as they reached the very last buttonhole, they stopped. They needed the cherry-colored twist that Simpkin had hidden. They searched everywhere, but the cat had hidden it too well. The sun was coming, and the work was incomplete. He had to leave a message for the master. It was a sad, tiny cry for help. They vanished as quickly as they had appeared, leaving a miracle behind. He was ready for a fight, but what he saw stopped him cold. His heart, once so cold, began to melt like the snow on the roof. He realized that his spite had almost cost the master his life. The secret was out. The cherry-colored twist was found. It was his way of saying sorry to his master. The sunlight touched his face like a warm hand. He expected to see a ruined piece of cloth and a lost future.
My stars. Is this a dream? Who did this? No more twist? But the thread is right here. Oh, Simpkin, you brought it. You saved me.
He began to sew the very last buttonhole with a heart full of joy. Christmas morning had arrived and the miracle was complete. 1,000 tiny stitches sewn by silver paws.
Tell the mayor. The tiniest tailors in Gloucester sent him their best.
The whole city gathered to see the mayor in his legendary wedding coat.
You have saved my wedding day, Master Tailor. This gold is yours.
The hunger was gone. The fear of the cold was a distant memory.
You deserve a feast too, my brave Simpkin. And for my secret friends, a little thank you for the big miracle.
The mice knew they were no longer just pests, they were partners. Peace had finally come to the little tailor shop in Gloucester. People say that since that day, the tailor's work became the most famous in all the land. But the secret of the tiny stitches remained hidden beneath the floorboards. Once upon a time, on the edge of a deep forest, lived a family in a small wooden cottage. Hansel and Gretel were loved dearly by their mother, but their father had passed away long ago. Their mother remarried, but the new stepfather was a cold and selfish man.
Be good, my darlings. I will be back by sunset.
You two, get out! Don't be lazy!
Go into the deep forest. Bring back firewood and mushrooms.
But Father, Logan, the forest is dangerous.
Do not come back until these baskets are full.
Hansel was brave. He felt the last piece of dry bread in his pocket.
Don't worry, Gretel. I have a plan.
He knew the forest was a maze. He needed a way to find the path home. Secretly, Hansel dropped little breadcrumbs behind him, one by one. Deeper and deeper they went, where the trees were old and the shadows were long.
Stay close, Gretel. Keep picking the mushrooms.
He left a trail of crumbs, believing it would lead them back to safety. But they were not alone. The hungry forest birds were watching too. The children worked hard, filling their baskets, forgetting about the time. Quietly, the little birds hopped down onto the path. Peck, peck, peck. The breadcrumbs disappeared, one by one. The sun began to sleep, and the forest grew darker and colder.
Hansel, it's getting dark. We should go home. Follow me. I marked the path.
Hansel smiled. He turned to find his trail of crumbs. But when he looked, his heart sank. The path was empty.
The crumbs, they are gone.
The birds had eaten every single crumb. Panic set in. The familiar path was gone.
We are lost.
They tried to run, but every tree looked the same.
Don't cry, Gretel. I will protect you.
The forest night was full of strange sounds, and they waited for the morning light. When the morning sun finally woke up, the forest did not seem so scary anymore. But the poor children were very hungry.
Hansel, I am so hungry.
Suddenly, a beautiful snow-white bird flew down to them. It sang a sweet song and fluttered its wings, urging them to follow.
It wants us to follow.
Hope filled their hearts, and they ran after the little guide. Until they came to a clearing and saw something they could never imagine.
Wow.
It was a house built entirely of sweets and treats. The roof was made of cake, and the windows were clear sugar. They were so hungry that they did not stop to think. Hansel reached up and broke off a piece of the roof.
It's real chocolate.
Gretel nibbled on the window panes, which tasted like sweet strawberry candy.
And this tastes like strawberry.
It was the best meal they ever had. Suddenly, the chocolate door creaked open. The children froze in surprise. An old woman hobbled out, leaning on a crutch. She smiled a toothless smile.
Oh, you lovely children. Who brought you here?
We were lost and hungry, ma'am.
Come in, come in. I have warm pancakes and hot cocoa inside.
The house smelled of caramel and vanilla. It seemed like paradise. She fed them till they were full, and they felt safe. But the old woman was not kind. She was a wicked witch who trapped children.
Thank you. You are so kind.
Suddenly, her kindness melted away like ice in the sun. The disguise was gone. She revealed her true wicked form.
Run, Gretel!
Slam! The door locked itself tight.
You are not going anywhere.
Magic ropes of light wrapped around them. They could not move a muscle.
You will never go home again.
The wicked witch locked poor Hansel in a hanging iron cage. And Gretel was forced to become a servant, working day and night.
Scrub harder, or no dinner for you.
The witch wanted to drain Hansel's youth and strength to make herself young again. But first, Hansel had to be strong and full of energy. Every morning, the witch would check on her prisoner. Now, the witch had terrible eyesight. Everything was blurry to her. She could not see if Hansel was getting stronger.
Stick out your finger, boy. Let me feel if you are strong enough.
Hansel knew if he felt fat, the witch would use her magic on him. Suddenly, he saw a small chicken bone from his dinner. Hansel had a clever idea to trick the blind witch. Instead of his finger, he stuck out the thin, hard bone.
Here it is.
The witch felt the bone and thought it was his finger.
Bah! Still as thin as a stick. Useless.
Bring more food, pies, cakes, everything.
Days went by. Gretel cooked huge meals to fatten her brother. Hansel ate the delicious food, but kept his secret weapon safe.
Show me your finger, now!
Brave Hansel stuck out the bone again.
Impossible! Why do you not grow fat?
Gretel watched in fear, hoping the trick would work. The witch was running out of time. She needed the magic energy now. She lost all patience.
I will not wait any longer. Girl, prepare the magic cauldron.
The cauldron began to bubble with strange green magic potion. Gretel knew something terrible was about to happen.
No! Leave her alone!
It was time for the final spell.
Climb up. See if it bubbles.
The witch commanded Gretel to check if the magic potion was hot enough.
I don't know how. The cauldron is too high.
Silly goose! Move aside!
The impatient witch groaned in anger. She climbed up and stuck her head deep inside the cauldron.
Let me show you how it is done.
Go away!
Plop! The witch fell in, and Gretel slammed the lid shut.
Let me out! Let me out!
Whoosh! The magic turned the witch into a giant balloon, and she floated far, far away. The wicked witch was gone forever. Gretel ran to save her brother. Click! The lock opened.
You saved me, Gretel. You are so brave.
In the corner, they found the witch's treasure chest. It was filled with sparkling pearls and precious stones.
Look! These are better than pebbles.
They filled their pockets with enough treasure to last a lifetime. Then they ran out of the magic forest as fast as they could.
How do we cross? We cannot swim that far.
Just then, a white duck came swimming by. Gretel asked the duck for help.
Little duck, please take us across on your back.
The kind duck carried them safely to the other side. Once across, the forest began to look familiar again.
I know this tree. We are close.
Finally, they saw their own little cottage in the distance. Their mother was sitting alone, heartbroken since the day they left. Hansel and Gretel ran as fast as the wind. She could not believe her eyes.
My darlings! I missed you so much.
So I grabbed the broom, swung it hard, and showed him the door. I said, "Good riddance, and don't you dare come back."
Hansel emptied his pockets, and jewels rolled all over the table. Their days of hunger and sadness were over. They lived together in happiness and peace for the rest of their lives. And that is the story of the brave Hansel and Gretel. Sweet dreams.